Welcome to another office hours. This week we're doing something a little different because we got a request for double number lines. So I'm going to try to jump straight in and do double number lines, which will use annotation, which is used in worksheets. So I'm going to try to make it pretty generally applicable. Okay, so I'm made a lesson for today, and just so you have an idea. I already mentioned what we're going to talk about, double number lines. A principal shared this question after some classroom observations, and you might have seen worksheets like this. And so I'm going to talk about um, some of the classic problems and also how you some things that might apply uh, beyond elementary school. So first off, how do you get a double number line? These double number lines I got from just adding an image. So let's say I want to add a card, but I don't want to add a card at the end. So I'm just going to add a card right here, and I'm going to do an image search. And you can choose double number line, and you get double number lines. And then you can also use keywords, double number line and specific grade level, or sometimes specific intervals, 0 to 10. But sometimes you have your own double number line. Let's say we've got a double number line we like, and it's from a book or from something, our favorite resource. With Skies, you could use the app to take a picture with your phone, or if you're logged on your computer, you can use the shortcut to take the picture of the number line that you like. So, a lot of times you might just be able to do this very quick trick of doing an image search with the right keywords, double number line or whatever, and then but adding worksheet or adding grade level can help refine that. But if you have your own one and maybe it's just on another page, and we'll put a link in below how to do the quick screenshot trick in Skies. And so I was just pretending to do a screenshot. And so now if I do my Command V or Control V and my paste, you'll see like this card just appeared. And I could have stuck it here if I wanted to. I could have pasted it there, but um, so this is I could just open up a card and just again Control V or Command V and just paste it. And so it's very easy to take your favorite number line and use it. But say you have a number line and you like it. Um, if you find something you like, but it's too much, so maybe you just want to work on a smaller number line, I'm just going to highlight this feature called masking or chunking. And so when you click on three dots, I can choose chunk. And teachers will use this to draw regions around uh, things they want to focus on and chunk up the worksheet, break up the worksheet. So if you were covering different problems over different days, but if you just wanted one number line you wanted to focus on, you could say run the chunker. And it would just, pull out that piece. But if you did other chunks, and so you can get your number line. Once you have an image, and it doesn't matter if you got the image this way or if you got the image that way, if we just go back and edit our card, we give you the ability to write on top of the card. And this is drawing on top of the lesson card, so that's the card that everybody sees. Um, uh, you also have the ability to allow your students to respond and allow them to draw on top of it, which is annotating. Um, uh, and you can also do that yourself. You can hit the demo button and you can demonstrate drawing on top of it so that the original one on top isn't changed. So I'm just trying to make the point that if I was to edit this card number 5 right here, then if the student started writing on top of it, they would be writing on top of the one I edited. And so um, you probably want to have one that's clean. If you want to show your example, then you press the demo to demonstrate. And so I was going to do a classic a ratio problem. And if you're not a math person, maybe you're a parent like me. And some of you know, I went to Caltech and, I love math. And so whenever I get, my children asking me math questions, I have to be able to understand this and answer it. I don't remember doing these problems, so I was kind of And so I'll do an example here. And so uh, we basically have one number line, say the top number line, uh, and I'm just going to move it. And so I'm going to demonstrate how to use this annotation feature, which teachers use to teach, but also students use when they're filling out worksheets or doing things. I'm going to use the hand. I'm going to move it down here, and I'm going to make use of these tools. I'm going to make use of the text tool, and I'm going to add a text box here, and I'm going to do one for hot chocolate. So this will be two number lines, and the top number line will be um, cups, and the bottom line will be cost. And one nice thing is you can you can change things. You can change the color, right? So you can really try to keep things organized for the students uh, visually. And so uh, a lot of times the way these problems are kind of laid out, it's like imagine, okay, you could have, I'm just going to draw these. A lot of times when you see these problems solved, the people are drawing them. I could be adding boxes if I wanted to. I tend to like to draw, even if I'm using the trackpad, but 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this goes up to like 9 cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And then you might say, okay, 9 cups of hot chocolate um, uh, cost uh, 20, $27. And so uh, this is the cost down here. Uh, and so the two number lines represent different things. And then if they have the same spacing, then there's a common ratio. And so uh, oftentimes they're asking kids about this unit. They want to know like uh, if it costs $27 for 9 cups, then uh, and whoops, this shouldn't be dollars, right? Down here, this should be dollars. And so here's an opportunity for me to demonstrate that up here there's a timeline, and I can go back in time if I kind of want to clean things up. And so I can make that look a little nicer. I'm writing with my right hand, but I'm left-handed. And the top one I don't need. So they always ask about the unit. And so this is fun with guys. You can kind of talk about how you would, count down. Um, and Skies also records these steps. And so if you notice these controls up here, um, if I press record, this will record both my voice and what I'm drawing. And if I press play, this will record both my voice and what I'm drawing. So these problems can be tricky, and it's nice when you can take your time recording how to do one, and then the students can play it back over and over. And um, and so um, in in this case, uh, if you look at the ratio of 27 to 9, so well, uh, 27 to 9. This is divided into 9 spaces. I could, in my way of thinking, I like to, if I'm dividing the 9 by 9, I divide the 27 by 9. You can divide both of the numbers and scale them by the same amount. And so, but that's a very mathy way of thinking about it. But teachers have very good ways of showing students how to draw these sorts of things on the number lines. And and so they can figure out unit costs. And then they'll say, well, if it's $3 for one, then how much does it cost for two? And the students can say, okay, well, if this is going by threes, then this is going to be six. And and so I was thinking about some of the challenges with some of these problems, and where Skies could might help a little bit more. Um, and so I'll take it I'll mention one other thing that is a Skies tool. And again, you can see if I press play, so there's the demo. From a student's point of view, let me just hit the view as student, and the student can see the demo and they can play the demo.
This will
And they
record
can
both
hear
my
your
voice
voice
and
and
what I'm drawing.
they can watch everything and they can listen to it, and then they can do their answer. And they and sometimes with these problems it's tricky because maybe up here you're going from uh, one to three, uh, and sorry, let me just click here to go back. So let's on the top one say we're going from 0 to 1, and on the bottom we're going from like 0 to 3. And so we have to make these like, intervals and trying to get them right. It's like, is this right? Oh no, that's too close. Let me make them a little more spread out. And so I just want to point out another neat feature that people don't always notice are these things on the side. There's arrows where you could actually make your own number line if you wanted to. I'm not advocating that you try to make all these things from scratch. Um, these are limited, but still quite flexible. And so here there's some options where you can make boxes of various sizes. And so you could make a box that's like a 1 by 3 or a 3 by 1, I should say. And now if I come over here and I click and drag, you'll see that it's just a box, it's just an array. But I can go here, and that kind of helps me make things evenly, space things up evenly. And maybe the highlighter is useful because it's kind of semi-transparent, and this zoom could be useful. And you could imagine uh, you know, coloring the things in with the kids, or having them practice coloring things in, depending on how simple or how sophisticated the problem is. So that's another useful thing. So keep in mind, right, that if I was doing something like a double number line, kind of something which all these things are common things. They come up in different grades, but they require sort of um, particular these sort of particular um, uh, um, images. You can just do the image search. Try to put like double number line or double number line uh, activity sheet or worksheet, and uh, you'll be able to find some resources. Also, once you find like a nice model that you like, you can just keep it. This card's turned off, so the kids wouldn't see it. I could have one that's just here, and when I need to use it, I could select it and just hit the copy button and just paste it. And I could paste it as many times as I want to, so that I could. I didn't mean to select two cards. So so that I could use it over and over and I didn't have to find it every time. And yeah, just again, as a reminder, if you wanted to kind of get this set up for the students, and you could edit the original card and draw on top of it, and you could label these things. So if a lot of these problems have to do with cost and amount. Um, and so, and as a scientist, I'm someone who's always like kind of stressing the units, and I'll go ahead and also write that with the um, uh, $sign. Um, and so if you did something like this, then when the students come along and work on it, and remember, all you got to do is click the responses so they can work on it, and turn on annotation. Don't confuse it with drawing, because let me demonstrate. Drawing is just blank. Maybe that's if you're telling the kids to make their own number line. And um, but if if they're uh, if you want them to fill out your worksheet or write on top of something, then just turn that one on, and then you can always demonstrate it, and you can always record yourself. If you notice, boxes, you can always turn the guides on and off. So blue boxes is guys trying to help you with worksheets, but if it's confused because it's a grid, you can just turn them off, and you can always add more. Um, and Yeah, and if you have your favorite one, as I mentioned, I'll put in the comments a link to how you just take a screenshot so that if you were on your favorite website, you could just um, do a screenshot, and then in Skies you can always just paste that into a card, and then you'd be able to work on that one. And while I do not believe we have number line activities in our generators, I'll just plug the generators for some math um, uh, assessments that automatically get graded. And we do have number line problems in here. And we'll also put a link to that. And and if you have any um, yeah, requests for future office hours, please request them. And thanks to everyone who came to the webinar last week. We'll post that, and look forward to seeing anyone that comes to office hours tomorrow.